Great advertising here. Look at that. Shiny. Trainer Tips merch.
Clutch.
There you go. We've got a new legendary raid boss taking over for Palkia today. It's its counterpart in the Diamond and Pearl series. Actually, my favorite. Where is it? I know I have it here. Oh no. Do I only have Platinum? I thought I had Diamond. In Pokemon mythology, Dialga is the Pokemon that created time, or started time moving. So, along with Celebi, one of my favorite legendaries. And actually the reason that I bought Diamond over Pearl, because I thought it just looked way cooler than Palkia, so big day for me. So while we're eagerly awaiting Dialga's heart to start beating so that time can start moving, let's talk counters. Dialga is another Dragon-type legendary, but it's unique in that its second type is Steel. It's the only Dragon and Steel-type Pokemon, and that makes it a very interesting Dragon-type Pokemon. From here, moving forward, it's going to be probably the best Dragon-type counter to any future Dragon-type legendary that we have in raids. So when Rayquaza comes back, Dialga is going to be great. And the reason for that is because that Steel typing neutralizes a lot of Dragon's weaknesses, including Dragon. Well, all of Dragon's weaknesses. Dragon, Ice, and Fairy. So Dialga is a Dragon-type Pokemon, but it actually isn't weak to anything Dragon is normally weak to. So against future Dragon-type legendaries, when Rayquaza comes back, if it has Dragon Tail, Outrage, a moveset that would absolutely destroy things like other Rayquaza or Dragonite, Dialga is going to be able to tank those hits and deal back very strong damage because it learns Dragon Breath and whatever Dragon-type charge move it has, but it gets Dragon Breath. So, with that said, it's also going to be amazing in PvP, in both Ultra and Master League. Again, because as a Dragon-type, it's not weak to anything that Dragon is normally weak to, and it gets Dragon Breath, which is an amazing move in PvP. So Dialga is definitely a legendary that you probably want to spend a little bit of time raiding, invest some resources into. It's going to be useful both in raids and in PvP in the higher leagues. So we've talked about what it's not weak to. What is it actually weak to? It is weak to only fighting and ground, which are Steel-type weaknesses. It's not weak to fire, obviously, because Dragon resists fire, so it cancels that out. So if you want to counter Dialga, here's what you do. Well, you learn how to spell, and then you type fighting. And these are your Dialga counters. Absolutely number one is this guy. He's back. Counter Dynamic Punch Machamp. You can also use counter Close Combat Heracross. You can use counter Dynamic Punch Hariyama. You can use counter Focus Blast Blaziken. You can use double fighting move Breloom, which this is not one. But just bring your best fighting types in. If you have a lot of Machamp, that's definitely priority number one. Now, its other weakness is ground. There's really only one ground type that's worth using, and that's this guy. Mudshot, Earthquake, Groudon. You can, of course, use Mudslap, Earthquake, Rhyperior, Mudslap, Earthquake, Rhydon if you have them, but definitely prioritize Groudon. Now, in most cases, you want to go with the fighting types. They have typically much better DPS. Groudon has the highest TDO, so it's definitely the tankiest counter. But if you're short manning, if you need DPS, go with the fighting types. If you're trying to conserve resources, you can definitely use Groudon because it's going to take less damage overall, especially against a Dialga that knows Thunder. If Dialga knows Thunder, you're going to get probably all your ground types recommended. In that case, Groudon is an even better choice. But again, Machamp, any fighting types, Groudon, a couple ground types. And let me just say that there are a lot better things than Rhydon. If you have Rhydons at 2900 CP like I do, sure, go ahead. But we have a lot of new ground types. Mamoswine can get double ground moves. Donphan can finally learn double ground moves. So there are a lot of ground types. Oh, I have an egg hatching. There are a lot of ground type options. But again, fighting and ground. It's a very simple Pokemon to counter. And that's good news because it's a very useful Pokemon across many aspects of the game. Oh, Lucario and Toxicroak. Those are two that I don't have powered up very high, but Lucario and Toxicroak, also great counters. Dialga. I'm excited for this thing to come out later today. There is so much construction going on in Long Beach right now. New City Hall, New library, office building renovations, new apartment complexes. I think one of the most interesting things, you know, as I've lived here in Long Beach, I've learned more and more about the history and just realized things like, this is Ocean Boulevard. It's the main street that runs through downtown, and it's called Ocean Boulevard because it was at one point the closest street to the ocean, and then they just kept dredging up all this land and moving the water further and further away, building further and further out. That building on the other side there used to be waterfront. This used to be waterfront property right here. And then they moved it further out and built this street. And it was by the seaside, so they called it Seaside Way. And then they pushed the land out even further and had to build a new road, and someone probably said, it runs along the shoreline, let's call it Shoreline Drive. It's 50 seconds until the egg hatches. However, I have heard some things, and Dialga might have sent us back in time. So I'm really curious to see what hatches out of this egg. Let's see. 0 seconds. 0 seconds. What do we have? Dialga sent us back in time, or someone at Niantic set the wrong raid bosses. We got Palkia here. What do we do now?
We wait patiently, impatiently.
I'm very impatient. I wanted to have this video up right away. Hey Siri, wake me up when Dialga hatches.
For what time?
I don't know, whenever it actually hatches.
Okay, skip it.
That's it. Siri says skip Dialga. Well, I think this egg must have popped up with a reduced hatch timer or something, because I only fell asleep for an hour. There's no way it could have hatched. I don't know. Is anyone here? One person's here. We're gonna need at least 3 or 4 to do this comfortably. Someone just pulled up. A car just pulled up. Please tell me you're here for the raid and not for Bubba Gump. Someone just left. Oh, there we go. So it's starting to rain. I think it might be cloudy in-game, but let me at least get a couple Groudon in there, because that's going to be way better than Registeel. Why is this game recommending Registeel to me right now? Should have prepared the team, but, you know, Dialga was late. I can be a little bit late too, right? So the numbers we're looking for today, 2307 is perfect IVs for a non-weather boosted Dialga, and look at it. I mean, some of you might disagree, but I think that looks way cooler than Palkia. That is Draco Meteor, wow. Now, if I happen to live somewhere where it actually snowed or occasionally got windy. 2884, 2,884 is perfect IVs for a weather-boosted Dialga. Can I dodge successfully? No, I can't. This thing is strong, and this is a Solar Beam Groudon. No wonder this was not in my recommended Pokemon. That's gonna be double resisted Solar Beam right there. I guess it's kind of become tradition on the channel at this point for me to be totally unprepared, even though I'm making a video about how to best prepare to beat this Pokemon. Here I am, not prepared, and dodge glitch. Yep, that's seems like will forever and always be an issue. And a Fire Blast, Dragon Tail Groudon. Yeah, no wonder these were not in my recommendations there. I'm gonna be honest, not looking good here. We are behind schedule as far as time goes. Maybe if I had been here on time, would have been a bigger group around, but we'll try. And that was a fail there. All right, we've got one extra person this time around. Will it make the difference? Please. Okay, yes, definitely making better time. I just re-lobbied. I think we're on track. I think there's only 7 of us in here, but I think we're on track. Please, because I didn't see another raid anywhere nearby. Alright, it's looking good. It's looking good. We can come out of hiding. Yes! Took me three teams. Well, 2 full teams, and then I re-lobbied, but we did it. Now, 6 rare candies. Can I catch it? 12 balls. Honestly, so much cooler looking than I really need to focus on this one. 2307. This is a perfect IV. Perfect IV. Let me just go sit somewhere comfortably. Ladies and gentle trainers, for only the 2nd time ever in my career as a Pokemon trainer, I have encountered a perfect IV legendary. I got one Articuno, I got it in Japan. This is the only other time I've seen 100% legendary. And it's a brand new Pokemon that I've never thrown a Pokeball at before, so I have 12 balls to figure this throw out and get it right. And it's also kind of starting to rain a little bit, so please do not let this water on my screen mess this up. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, okay. Well, at least I got it. I hit roughly the center. 2. Yes! First throw, first ball. I'm in shock. I'm in shock. HP, attack, defense, best I've ever seen. Yo, we did it. I'm done. I'm not done. Now I need to raid enough to get candies to max this out, because if I ever compete in Master League, this will absolutely be on my team. 100% Dialga. There it is. We did it. Guess what else we did earlier today? It's Friday morning, the day of the changeover. Wouldn't that be crazy? And I just want to come out and get a few last Latias raids in before Latias goes away. There are a ton hatching, and a lot of them are hatching right now. 924, 924, 926. So I hopped on the scooter this morning just to try to get to as many of them as I can. It's crazy. Have you guys seen this too? Just like crazy amounts of raids everywhere for everyone. Anyway, first one's hatching in right now. It's gonna be a tap and go kind of day. As soon as this raid starts, I gotta head to the next one. especially because I'm paying by the minute for this scooter. All right, if this isn't shiny or 100%, I'm running. I'm running because I'm already here at the next one. Oh man, it already hatched. Am I gonna be okay? There might not be anyone in here. Meh. Okay, here's number 2 for the day. There were a ton of raids out, and then I realized it's like early in the morning, so there aren't a ton of people out. So it's been difficult to actually get these done. Just catch this and then see if I can hopefully get a couple more in. Once it gets closer to 1 o'clock, once it gets closer to changeover time, it'll be a lot easier. There's usually a lot of people out raiding on their lunch breaks. So until then, one-handed up high, excellent throw. Super low brightness. I had to turn my brightness down. I didn't charge my phone last night. I just don't leave it plugged in overnight. So hopefully I'll be able to see. Oh, dude, I got it.
Oh,
I got it. Thank you.
Alright, nice.
You're my good luck here. We got some friendship. Yes. Oh, I was afraid. Like, I couldn't tell. Look at how low my brightness is right now.
Damn.
Yes. Oh, I got it. Last day, clutch, and 1979. That's actually not bad. Here we go. Ugh. Uh-oh. How many balls did I get? 9. Plenty. Yes. Shiny Latias. Last day. And just before my phone dies. Perfect timing.
Nice.
Yes. I did it. How many candies do I have? 98 candies. Sweet. Now what? It is.
There it is.
Yes. Got it.
Nick gave me the shiny luck.
We traded shiny luck today. Congratulations, man.
Thanks.